Hey guys, in this video I'm going to go over some beer scouts from Great Eastern Cutlery. These are built on the number 15 pattern, and I felt it was appropriate to take out my Beer Scout Knife Club class from GEC, which you see on the table there, which you can buy on Great Eastern Cutlery's website for, I believe it's $7 or $8. So it's a nice little addition there, especially if you like the Beer Scout. But that's not the focus of this video. But it's a nice glass to have to go along with your traditional knives. So this is built on the number 15 pattern. And two of these Beer Scouts actually came out in the last run of Beer Scouts towards the end of 2016. This one is actually from 2015, and it's an SFO. We'll take a look at that a little later. So let's take a look at these one by one. Here is the beer barrel oak wood. I'll take a look at the tube here real quick. So these are number 15, built on the number 15 frame. 3 would be the main blade, which is a sheep's foot. 2 for 2 blades, even though the second blade is not a blade. We'll take a look at that. 16 for 2016, and CL for cap lifter. And this is in beer barrel oak. They came out with several cover materials, but this is one of the ones that came out with the end of 2016 here. And with the Beer Scout knives, it comes in a tube that has a Tribute Cutlery label on the front. And on the back, it says this is to certify that, and you can put your name is in good standing with the Beer Scout Knife Club, Great Eastern Cutlery. So you can write your name on that if you want. So that's kind of neat. I mean, it doesn't mean really anything other than that you have a Beer Scout knife, but it's a nice little touch. Let's take a look at the beer barrel oak. This also came in a very limited run of the charred beer barrel oak, which I believe was less than, I think it was around 200 pieces. This one is still available, was not as limited. Not sure how many pieces they had. I don't think they've released the 2016 production totals yet. So the Beer Scout knife has a shield that says Beer Scout knife. And they also had a version of this called what was nicknamed the Soda Scout that just said Scout on the shield. Did not say Beer Scout. They also didn't have etching on the blade. So this is built on the number 15 frame, which is a very popular frame through Great Eastern. A lot of the Tom's Choice Barlows are built on that. It's a boy's knife frame, so it's not a very very strong pull to begin with. And these also have the easy open notches. So you have only the bolsters at the top where the pivot is, no bolsters on the bottom. Instead you have a bail. And these are just plain bolsters, no pinching, no lining, just because this is a Tribute Cutlery line. So you have a bail here, which you can remove. I've seen pictures of people who've taken these off. I don't really mind it, and with putting it in a little pocket sheath, especially the collector knives, little pocket slips helps to pull out the knife. But you can remove that, or you can put a lanyard on it. And if you remove it, you just have that little tube that goes through there. Normally on the number 15, that will be where they put more pins, where they rivet more pins in. So that's just really the only difference. So this is a 2-blade knife, but the second blade, as we'll see, is not an actual blade. Now with the number 15s and the Beer Scout, we also have the easy open notch, which allows us to pinch open the blade. And you have a light pull. It's around a 5, I would say. Now you also do have the long pull, so if you really want to, you can use that long pull to help open, which maybe makes it around a 6, I would say, to open. So it's still a very light pull. and that's due to the fact that the springs on the number 15s are usually not as strong. Let me wipe this down real quick. So on the blade itself, you have the BS logo for Beer Scout, which is kind of funny, but that is something they do with the Beer Scout runs. Now let's take a look here. On the Tang stamp, we have Tidute Cutlery, made in the USA, and then here we have the model number 153-216. So that is the main blade, a nice sheep's foot blade. Very well done, like Great Eastern Cutlery always does. There is a little bit proud in the half stop there, but open and closed. That back spring is flush. Now it has two back springs, and it has a brass liner in between them. But the secondary is actually a cap lifter, screwdriver, I guess you use as scrape prying, whatever you want to use for it. But that's what the cap lifter is for. And the model on the tanks, or yeah, the model on the tube there is for cap lifter, and this is what it is, the cap lifter. So there you go. And then you have GEC, Titusville Iron Works, and there's no stamping on the opposite end of the tang there. And with the secondary tool, the cap lifter, it's kind of hit or miss with the poles. Now this is a little bit heavier. You have a nail nick, but this is probably maybe a 7 or 8. So it's a little bit heavier pull, but you also have that easy open feature or the long pull to open this. So that's what kind of makes it a little bit easier to open the main blade here, but to open the cap lifter / flathead screwdriver, it's usually a little bit heavier. And this one in particular seems to be a little bit heavier. So let's take a look at another version here. This is going to be the maroon linen micarta. So let's get this focused on here. Same model number, and maroon linen micarta. Same thing with these stickers on the tubes, there's really no difference. So this was in the same recent run of Beer Scouts. And it's actually very, very dark red, but it's very nice. And the micarta is nice and smooth. It's done very well. I think on this side maybe you can get a little bit more of the red. Yeah. This one is actually going to be a gift to a good friend of mine. I think these are great gifts for people who aren't even that big on knives, because it's neat, and you get that cap lifter. Let's see, this one. This is closer to a 6 on the cap lifter here. It's not as strong of a pull, so that's good, especially since this is going out to a friend. Still about a 5 on the main blade here, the sheep's foot. The bail on both of these kind of stays where you put it. It doesn't move around too much, so it's not, if you put it in that position and shake it around, it's not going to move, which we'll see is different from my SFO that I have. So here we go, the maroon linen micarta. Very nice, very nice. I really like that one. And now there's a special one, and this is actually the only one that is not labeled a Beer Scout, but it is a SFO, and it was labeled as a Beer Scout in the different runs that they had. This is an SFO from Gunstock Jacks. This is also sometimes called a gunstock, but it is basically a Beer Scout configuration. And this here is a number 15 3-2-15 CL, and this is in Brazilian bloodwood. So these are from an SFO, they're very limited. Instead of that Beer Scout knife shield, not sure what that shield is called. I've actually never seen it on any of their GECs, so if you know what it is, chime in. But that Brazilian bloodwood, wow, that's really nice. That red that comes in through that bloodwood and all that grain structure, very, very nice. Really like the look of the bloodwood. And this bail is a little bit looser. Not a huge deal, but just something to note. Pull on this, about a 5 again. And this as well, with the cap lifter, has about a 6. So I think the only one I have that the cap lifter is a little bit heavy is on the beer barrel oak one. So this one's good though. So I'll have great walk and talk with the main blade. That Brazilian bloodwood. Yeah, I couldn't get over how great that looks. I mean, when you see pictures of it online, sometimes the pictures don't do it justice, because it is very, very nice in person. Very, very nice. I'm not sure if the camera's getting all of it, but it's very nice. And so yeah, there's no Beer Scout Knife Club sticker on this, just a Tribute Cutlery sticker. And also with the ones that come with the sticker, the normal Beer Scouts here, these two, you also get Beer Scout Knife Club pin. Yep. That is the number 15 pattern, the Beer Scout knife from Great Eastern Cutlery. They are very collectible. There's a wide variety of handle cover materials they've come out with over the years, either in the 2015 line or the 2016 run. And so it's a great knife. I think it makes a great gift. And these are when they come out, of course, they're usually around $100, maybe a little less, a little more, give or take. Of course, if you're looking for something very particular like the bloodwood here that are no longer available, you might be paying more. And I believe they also still have the golden ale jig bone available. And I can't remember the other one that they have available still, but they still have at least these two in the golden ale jig bone available. And so if you want one of these, check in at either Collector Knives or Knives Ship Free. I know they still both have some of these two versions at the making of this video. So that is a number 15 Beer Scout by Great Eastern Cutlery. Like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.